In 2006, Rockstar Games, the studio famous for Grand Theft Auto, released a game that shocked many, but not for the reasons that you might expect. Bully drops you into the shoes of Jimmy Hopkins, a rebellious teenager fighting his way through the ruthless halls of Bullsworth Academy, a corrupt boarding school filled with bullies, cliques, and questionable authority figures. What followed was a media storm. Accusations of promoting violence against children, calls for bans, and heated debates over video game violence. But beneath the controversy lies a complex and often misunderstood game, one that both challenges and satirizes teenage life itself. Today we're diving deep into the story of Bully, its creation, its backlash, and why it still matters. The journey of Bully started at Rockstar, Vancouver, a relatively young studio within the Rockstar family, known for their work on Max Payne 2. The project began as Canis Canem Edit, a Latin phrase meaning dog eat dog, signaling the game's core theme of survival in a hostile environment. The developers wanted to apply the successful open-world formula of Grand Theft Auto to a much smaller, more personal setting, the schoolyard. Instead of sprawling cities and criminal gangs, players would navigate the social hierarchies of a private boarding school, from nerds and preps to jocks and greasers. But the game wasn't just about causing chaos. It was designed as a satire of the school system and teenage social struggles, with a dark but often humorous tone. Long before Bully hit the shelves, the game was already infamous. The mere concept, a game where you play as a teenager who can punch, kick, and prank other students, sparked outrage in the mid-2000s. This was a time when video games were often blamed for youth violence. Politicians were targeting Grand Theft Auto, blaming it for everything from bad behavior to crime. And now Rockstar, the same company behind GTA, was making a game literally called Bully. Florida lawyer Jack Thompson, who had made a name for himself crusading against violent video games, jumped on the opportunity. He called Bully a Columbine simulator, referring to the 1999 high school tragedy, and insisted that it would teach kids how to terrorize their schools. The British press wasn't far behind. MPs called for a full ban, and some retailers refused to stock the game. The panic even spread to Brazil, where the game was outright banned due to concerns over its psychological harm to minors. But here's the twist. Much of this outrage was based on misinformation. Critics claimed the game would allow players to kill classmates, shoot teachers, or commit violent acts, none of which is true. There are no guns in Bully, there's no lethal violence. Jimmy can hit or shove students, yes, but fights end with the opponents on the ground, usually followed by prefects stepping in. Even the game's name was misleading to some. While it's called Bully, Jimmy Hopkins isn't the villain. He's actually taking down the school's corrupt bullies and abusive cliques. Rockstar even included surprising moments of inclusivity for its time. Jimmy can kiss both girls and boys, which added a new layer of controversy. Back in 2006, conservative groups criticized the game for promoting inappropriate content, which only added more fuel to the media storm. All of this made Bully one of the most talked about and controversial games before anyone had even played it. Rockstar, known for leaning into controversy, refused to apologize, and instead, they stayed silent and let the game speak for itself. When Bully finally released on October 17, 2006, players quickly realized this wasn't a mindless bully simulator. Now while yes, Jimmy Hopkins can hit other students, he throws punches, tackles kids, and even fights entire groups of jocks and greasers. But the game balances that with consequences. Fighting too much gets you caught by prefects or teachers, or drag you off to detention. The real genius of Bully lies in its mix of chaos and structure. The game has a full daily schedule. You have to attend classes like English, chemistry, gym, art, and shop. Each class is a minigame. Chemistry has you tapping buttons to create firecrackers or stink bombs. English gives you a time limit to make as many words as possible from a set of letters. Gym has dodgeball matches or wrestling practice, which directly improved Jimmy's fighting ability. Attending classes isn't just a gimmick, it actually benefits you as a player. Skipping class means getting chased by teachers, adding a cat and mouse feel to the game. But it's not just classes, it's the cliques that make Bullworth feel alive. The school is split into several groups: the preps, which are the rich kids who hang out in the fancy part of town; the jocks, which rule the fields and think that they're untouchable; the nerds, which get picked on constantly but have gadgets and smarts; and the greasers, which are classic 50s style tough guys who hang out near the auto shop. Jimmy has to earn respect from each group through missions, pranks, and fights, all while taking down the real bullies who run the school. The missions are creative and often hilarious. You might find yourself sneaking into the girls' dorm to plant stink bombs, helping a nerd get a date, or defending your friend Bucky from a gang of bullies. One mission even has you leading a giant food fight in the cafeteria. And while the game has plenty of slapstick violence, it's never overly graphic. The humor and charm makes it feel like a rebellious teen movie rather than a dark crime game. Critics were surprised and impressed. IGN gave it an 8.9 out of 10, calling it a smart, funny, and original game with a ton of heart. GameSpot scored it an 8.7, praising its unique take on open world design. Players loved it too. Within months, Bullies sold over 1.5 million copies and started building the cult following it has today. Two years after the original release, Rockstar returned to Bullworth Academy with an updated version, Bully Scholarship Edition, released in 2008 for the Xbox 360, Wii, and later PC. This enhanced edition featured higher resolution graphics, new characters, 4 extra classes like biology and music, and additional missions. It wasn't just a simple port, it expanded the world and gave fans even more to do. But it also had its share of technical issues, especially on the Xbox 360, which suffered from crashes and bugs at launch. Still, the extra content and improved visuals cemented Bully as a game worth revisiting. After the success of Scholarship Edition, fans expected a sequel. For years, rumors about Bully 2 circulated online. Reports claimed that as early as 2008, Rockstar New England began working on a sequel, with prototypes, concept art, and even a rough game world. Leaks over the years have hinted at new features: a summer camp setting, expanded towns outside Bullworth, a more mature Jimmy Hopkins, and improved AI for the cliques. In 2017 and again in 2019, insiders claimed Bully 2 was in development, but ultimately it was shelved. Why? Well, Rockstar was shifting resources to massive projects like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 5 Online, which dominate their priorities. Yet, Bully's fanbase refuses to let the dream die. Every few months, new rumors trend online. Concept artists who worked at Rockstar have confirmed that elements of Bully 2 were real at one point, including a much larger open world. With remakes and reboots flooding the gaming industry, many fans believe it's only a matter of time before Rockstar revisits Bullworth Academy, either through a remaster or a long-awaited sequel. Almost 20 years later, Bully stands as one of Rockstar's most unique and daring games. It's remembered not just for its controversy, or letting players hit other kids or stir chaos in the schoolyard, but for how it captured the awkward, rebellious, and often absurd teenage experience. Beneath the pranks and fights, Bully is a story about standing up to corruption, breaking down toxic cliques, and carving out your own identity in a hostile environment. At the time, many critics dismissed it as dangerous or inappropriate, but today, it often is praised for its humor, creativity, and surprising depth. Bully didn't glorify violence, it satirized it. It didn't encourage bullying, it made you see the systems that create bullies in the first place. With constant rumors of Bully 2, fans are still holding on to that glimmer of hope for a return to Bullworth Academy. Whether it's through a remaster or a new sequel, one thing is certain: Bully has left a mark on the gaming industry and history that only few titles could ever match. What about you? Do you think Bully was unfairly criticized back in 2006? Was Rockstar ahead of its time with this bold experiment? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into gaming history. So for those of y'all who waited, I will be dropping my Henry Stickmin video sometime in the next month or two. It's just a very long video. It's going to be one of my longest vids. And then I'd also like to say that the reason this vid took forever to come out was because there was just a lot of personal stuff going on, very rough, and so I had to take a break for a little bit. But from here on out, I should be trying to drop minimum once per month, especially now that school's coming up. So I'll keep y'all updated on that. And for those of y'all who stuck around, thank you, and I appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one.